What if I told you that there's a step-by-step way to learn any solo or groove and not just memorize the notes, but actually absorb it and make it your own? Today, we're going to use a 5-step framework along with Songmaster Pro to break down the first half of Miles Davis' solo in So What. This method is going to help you move from just playing the notes to actually understanding and applying them, whether it's rock, jazz, funk, or any other genre. So let's jump in. All right, so first things first, stage 1, acquisition. We need to learn the notes, learn the roadmap. The Robert Frost poem, he says, I wish I knew no astronomy when stars appear. We need to know the astronomy. We need to know how the sausage is made, if you will. Maybe a good analogy, maybe not, but we need to know what the notes are. So I've loaded this into Songmaster Pro. I've got my sections here where I want it to loop, the section of the solo where I want it to loop, and we're just going to listen and get some information out of the solo. So all right. Ba, ba, bum. There's our first phrase. Ba, ba, bum, ba, da, dum. What did I play? What did I do? I used my voice. Okay. Back in the day, again, we would have to, play a record and spin this around. But we have a tool like this. We can use it. We can separate things. We can slow it down. So I connected my voice. Ba, ba, bum. Now, assuming that you are already familiar with Dorian mode, okay, you know what the shape of that is. What are the notes now? We don't even have to worry about the note names at the moment. Let's worry about the intervals. Root, flat 7, octave. Da, da, dum, da, da, dum. That's a movable shape. That's going to, this is going to be helpful later when we transcribe. So, bum, bum, bum. Let's look at the next phrase. Bum, 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 bum. What did we play there? Bum, dee, da, dee, da, da. We played the root, 5, 4, 5. If we put those, I'm going to, just so this video isn't like an hour long, I'm going to move through the process a little quickly, but two phrases, a question and answer, or a call and a response. Okay, let's listen to the rest of it. So again, how long you would take in this would depend. It all depends. For our purposes right now, we're going to move a little bit quickly. So we'll listen to the next phrase. Okay. Now, I've got this way slow. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. Now, I'm going to bring it up to tempo. We'll talk about the phrase trainer in another video, but if you had to slow it way, way down and then gradually speed it up, you would use the phrase trainer. So now I'm like, did I hear what I thought I heard? Or did I, or is it something else? So we slow it down again. So connecting my voice. I think I'm hearing the minor third there. No, no. Yep, so minor third. Minor third. 5, 4, 5, and 1. Now, that's really digging in to what the notes are and their position in this chord, right? But then I also have the shapes, okay? Hey, real quick, if you're unsure about where you are in your bass playing journey right now, there is a free guide below. It's a checklist that's going to help you to determine where you are in your bass playing journey and give you some ideas of things that you could do to help you get to the next level. All right, back to the video. There we've gone through step 1. We're just learning the notes. We're not rushing. We're just focusing on, I'm going to call it the stardust. Right? We're focusing on those things, or we're focusing on the astronomy. So when we hear the solo, it's the stardust, it's the magic. And now we're looking at the astronomy. We're getting into sort of the science of it. Stage 2 is we're going to build some proficiency. I can't talk this morning. And with that, we will, again, use the tools in Songmaster Pro. We're going to mute out the solo. I'll bring in the drums and the bass for some harmonic reference. I should make note that, as I mentioned in the previous video, sometimes the recording techniques that are used, it'll be, it would be hard for any aggregator to separate. So, for instance, the piano and the trumpet are on the same track. So we got to kind of work with what we got. We'll use the bass for reference here. So I goofed. What would I do? What would I do? Slow down. Okay? We want to build proficiency so we're not making that kind of error. Are there different places you can play this on the neck? Absolutely. You can play it higher up. You can play it in different positions. But right now, I'm getting comfortable with this shape and this movable position. It would be up to me to do the work to start transposing it to other keys, and we're going to get there. So now I did that. Let's see if I can do that with the track. I'm going to put the count in here. So I'm adding some stuff. when I say I'm adding stuff, I'm all I'm saying is that I'm experimenting with like what fingering feels good, what can I do things like that, scoops. Not because Miles did it, but I'm trying to get this vocabulary and put this, get this, start making it my own as well. Because at this stage, we're kind of focusing on the groove and feel and different things like that. Not just, not just playing it by rote. We want to understand it, right? Now, after we've moved past that stage of proficiency, then we move into the maintenance stage, right? We can get it to sound more natural. We can get it to sound more original. And we've, if I step away from this a few minutes or a few days later, can I just pick it up and say, I just moved it up a whole step. All right. Could I use this as a part of a warm up or just whatever, just a maintenance thing? That movement right there. It's kind of bringing me mind to this little Afrobeat thing I was doing on Friday night. But you see where that vocabulary comes from? Now that's sparking something else. It's just like, the alphabet. All the words we speak in English come out of the same 26 letters. So, there are only 12 tones in music. So at this maintenance stage, just can I walk away from it, right? Can I turn it at the fourth stage, this generalization stage? Can I use that vocabulary just like I showed you? There that little phrase is. You kind of see what I'm saying? So just taking that vocabulary, can I take bits of information out of that? Now we're going to use another tool that I really enjoy from Songmaster Pro, and that is the key trainer. So right now I have this set up. We're going to go back to the original idea. We're going to practice this idea in different keys. So for instance, right now I have it, the key trainer is going to be found under the tools tab. You go down here to key trainer, click on setup, and I can choose however I want it to progress through keys. Circle of fifths, circle of fourths, chromatic. I'm going to leave it on chromatic. So you see, we start on D minor, then we go to D sharp or E flat, E, F, F sharp, and so on until we go up. So essentially what we're doing, not essentially, exactly what we're doing. So we're taking that, we're maintaining that shape, and we're just moving up chromatically. But now let me bring this up to tempo and show you how we can do this with Songmaster Pro. I've got it set up to where it will repeat twice on each key, okay? And then go through all of the keys. We'll set up the click track here just to start us off. Give us a count in. I should reset this because I have it in E flat right now. There it is in D. Again. Up. Again. So you can imagine that by the time you went through this cycle, right? Also, I have it set to just, you could have that cycle repeat 2 times, 3 times, 4 times to your heart's content, right? But you can imagine that by the time you got through that, you're going to have that so you would have that down like pat, right? You ever see those folks on Instagram who have these incredible solos, like memorized, like singers who can like scat these solos and stuff like that? It doesn't mean that they are superhuman. It doesn't mean they're talented, obviously, right? But they also have a system. And you have to know what the system is to get from point A to point B, right? If I told you, how to bake a cake, if you wanted to learn how to bake a cake and you just kind of guessed, well, you might end up with a cake at some point. But if you have the ingredients and some steps, boom, 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 you can get to making that cake. You see what I'm saying? So tell me, what stage are you in right now in your bass playing journey? Do you know? If you need help figuring that out, there's a free guide below this video. Doesn't cost you anything, and you can use that to kind of gauge where you are in your playing and get some ideas for where you need to go to get to the next level. And if you dig the channel, there's a video up there that YouTube thinks you might like. Down here is a playlist that you should check out. And of course, there's that subscribe button as well. So I hope to see you in the next video. Peace. 2 fingers.